Welcome back, guys. Today is Sunday, October the 12th, and that means we are on to our 3 cheese potatoes and sausage. Of course, we went to Walmart to do our shopping like we'd planned, and they don't actually seem to sell down here in Florida. They have something against selling the Betty Crocker 3 cheese potatoes. So we went the Idahoan cheesy scallop sliced potatoes, which is still the sliced potatoes, it's just not the 3 cheese kind, which is totally fine.
It'll just taste different.
But basically we're going to be using 2 boxes of this, and to make those, it's since it's 2 boxes, we're going to be doing 1.5 cups of milk and 3 cups of water, and then we're going to cook those in. And then we also have, from one of our prior videos, if you remember, we used the beef smoked sausage from Hillshire Farm. So we got another bowl of that. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cook this up and then put it back in this bowl. And then I'll start the potatoes. And then once the potatoes are to the point where the cheesy sauce is mixed in and it's simmering, then I'll go ahead and add this back in with the seasonings and all that. So come along for the ride. First thing we're going to do is put it on stir fry. And we'll get this train rolling. Set it at 1200 degrees and let it heat itself up. Make sure I got any lint out of it. Now this particular meal here, we might do a little time acceleration, but we'll put the whole thing on there. So it took me about 2 minutes to cut this up. Already recorded a clip of that, and so we'll say that I started that at about 3:08 p.m. So we'll keep track, but usually the potatoes, since I'm cooking them on the stove top, they usually say about 20 to 25 minutes. If you're gonna bake it, you want to bake it for about 25 minutes. For my stovetop directions, it's saying watch carefully, reduce heat, simmer 15 minutes, but the potatoes aren't going to be soft enough for that, so I usually turn the heat down way lower than what they say. And so yeah, it should be done, I'd say probably about 4 o'clock. So I usually say about 35 to 45 minutes. So let's see how long it actually takes. Go ahead and put that at 1400 watts. And then I'm going to go ahead and rinse this bowl out. Make sure you leave a comment in the video and let us know where you're watching from. Let us know what your temperature's like where you're from as well. And the only seasoning I'm going to be using in this today is going to be the McCormick's Perfect Pinch Italian. That's what I'll be using for the seasoning, just to help blend it all together. I don't really want to add anything else to it that'll kind of throw it off, but you guys can feel free to add any other stuff that you might want to add, like maybe if you want to add a little bit of garlic powder or minced garlic or something like that, you could. I typically like to just put the Italian in there and let the flavors of the different things do the work for me. So yeah, we're just gonna heat this up a little bit and get it to a nice sweat and almost completely cooked. It'll actually give us a little bit of flavored oil, and then when that gets dumped back in with the potatoes, it's gonna blend everything together real nice. So that's typically how I do it. I'm doing it in this wok because we're putting a lot of fluid in there and 2 batches of the potatoes, so it's definitely going to make a little bit more, and since we're doing it for dinner and for lunch tomorrow, we want to make sure we have enough. I want to take a minute to thank all of you guys though as well who have been watching. It seems like some of the videos are a little more popular than others. We got a lot of likes and views on our crunchy tacos. So that was pretty surprising. Apparently a lot of people out there like Taco Tuesday as much as we do.
I found the recipe for chalupa bread today, by the way, if you decide you want to try that out.
For what?
Chalupa bread.
Chalupa bread. Ah, okay. Yeah, we'll have to try some things. We've definitely got 9 weeks of stuff to get through, but we're getting there.
Would they would classify as crunchy tacos?
Yeah, not
Crunchy
really.
adjacent?
Chalupa is bendy. Yeah, it's
Crunchy
bendy.
adjacent.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's more like stale soft shells.
They're not
chalupa,
stale, they're fried goodness.
I know, but it's a more firm.
The
soft
problem
shell.
is that it seems like I've been having a few problems with some of the fried foods. Like Arby's the other day didn't treat me real well.
Correct. Yeah, you got to keep your systems in mind. We try and keep this pretty simple from a cooking standpoint, just because you can end up with
as you get
some
older,
problems that you don't necessarily want.
Your body will stop letting you eat things. Well, not necessarily stop letting you eat them, but it will react differently when you do eat them.
Yes, it'll make you pay a price.
Yeah.
And that's okay, depending on what that price is. I don't necessarily have that big a problem with it. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the milk in here, and then I gotta put 3 cups of water. I'm actually gonna do a little bit less because I want to make sure that it gets a nice coagulated cheese sauce in it. So that's 2 cups right there. And then I'm gonna go probably 3/4 of a cup. So I'll go about a 1/4 cup less for myself. Again, if you wanna go directly to their recipe recommendation, feel free to do so. I just know from experience that I don't want it super soupy. And so we're gonna bring this up to a boil. And while I'm doing that, I'm also going to get my whisk out so that I can blend the cheese powder. That wonderful World War I cheese powder that goes on Cheetos and pretty much everything else. That's about what they put in these things still. I like watching the History Channel myself, so all that how it was made and food that made America great and all that good stuff. Seeing all these different things is stuff I like watching. So didn't realize this powdered goodness had been around since World War I, basically. And the Cheeto was invented off of that from surplus cheese.
Cheetos.
Yep.
The most delicious, well, outside of Doritos, the most delicious cheese flavor. Fake cheese flavor.
Gonna whisk this in real good. Time to enter into the potato chip field here.
Potato chip.
Yep.
Dehydrated taters.
Look at these as very, very stale Lay's potato chips, because that's what they look like.
Dehydrated taters.
Mm-hmm.
I smell the scalloped seasonings.
Mm-hmm. Mix this up a little bit. And now we're going to change the function over to simmer. And now we put the sausage back in. Tee. Okay, now I need to put in the Italian. I know that looks like a lot, but it's really not. Once I start mixing this up, you'll see that it's really not much at all. A lot of time I would put that in while I'm cooking the sausage, but I decided to mix it up a little bit and put it in with the sauce directly. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and turn that down one notch. So it looks like it was starting to giblet a little bit more than I wanted it to. A little faster than I wanted it to anyway. So I wanted to slow cook those potatoes to make sure they're tender. We actually have an update on the whole random beeping thing from the last video we talked about on the stove, where it would basically just randomly beep after you turned it off using it. I think there's just something in this control board that after it's been used, it freaks out, because it doesn't do it if you unplug it for 5 minutes and plug it back in. It doesn't do it at all. It only seems to do it once you run it and then turn it off and let it sit, then it will do it. And if I unplug it and then plug it back in, it doesn't do it. So I think it's just something in the board. So what we got going on is we've got that electrician that hooked up the plug for us is going to come back out, and he's actually going to hook a switch in between the outlet and this unit so that I can just turn it off in the front on the face. When we're done, I just throw that switch, and it's basically like unplugging it. That way I don't have to deal with that every single time. We'll just turn it off and we know it's off. And when we want to use it, we turn it on. It does this crazy squeal.
Because it's inconvenient.
And then we're good to go. Yeah, because
bend down, get back there behind the Ninja to unplug it. And
exactly, yeah. It's. I mean, I got long arms.
We use that almost every single day, so yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll show you that once that gets done. He's coming out on Tuesday the 14th to take care of that first thing in the morning. So we should be able to show you that on our Parm Chicken Day. But yeah, we actually went and got all the groceries today, and it was what did you say it was? $30-something? Like $35 or something for the...
Something, yeah, like that.
Yeah,
39
we got
something, I think.
Which was great, because we got all of this stuff. We got all of the groceries for, we got extra breaded chicken from Tyson. A lot of it's extra stuff. It's not just a single meal thing. So
it's things that we need for a specific meal, but it's a full package of something, and you're only going to use so many of them.
Yeah, so there'll be some days where if we only make enough for maybe a dinner, and then our lunch will be wide open, and we can just make something fresh out of that other stuff. That way it doesn't go to waste, because I certainly don't want it to get freezer burned or or
like
go bad.
Our one deli bun that I was going to have for breakfast the other day, but realized that it was growing penicillin, and I was like, no, thank you.
Yeah, and then you pulled the bread, and it was doing the same thing. So
that was our own fault. I think the bread was
the older bread.
That was older bread.
Yeah, it was older bread, so that's fine.
That's why I wish they would make like half loaves. I should just stop being lazy and just make my own damn bread.
Yeah, possibly.
And then I wouldn't have to worry about it, because I could make a small loaf in a little meatloaf pan we have, and we would eat through it faster, and it wouldn't...
You see all the streaky mess I'm making over here, guys.
And the ingredients cost less than the bread. It's just the time and effort to make it.
Yeah, as you can see, I'm quite picky about messes, so if I can keep things clean, I will keep things clean.
Tell them what my next dessert adventure is going to be.
Well, I know that we showed you the chocolate chip mix that we did, that she did. It was 4 ingredients, chocolate cake mix, chocolate chips, 2 eggs,
and half a cup of
oil. And I had the bright idea. I said, man, these are really, really, really good. They're super chocolatey. What would make it even better is if we made it taste like Reese's peanut butter cups. So instead of chocolate chip, we're going to use the Reese's peanut butter chips instead. So the next time we make them, we should have a nice little peanut butter cup, and that should be even better, because those were outstanding. But man, oh man, and I don't eat sweets a lot, folks. I used to when I was younger, but
those cookies, woo!
But yeah, those cookies didn't stand a chance. None of them went to waste. So yeah, like we make a peanut butter cup recipe that's almost identical. Real peanut butter, white cake mix, the 2 eggs and the oil,
The yellow cake mix.
or the yellow cake mix. It's cake mix, folks.
Yeah.
It's
I mean, you could
designed
use
to be
white
simple.
or yellow. It
yeah.
just it defines the flavor of the cookie itself.
It just depends on, it's one of those things where we want to make simple stuff. And
Easy. It's almost effortless, and you almost always have oil and eggs in the house. So you pick up a box of cake mix. Dude, the one that we bought at Walmart was like $1 and some change. So I can make 24 cookies, 24 cookies for us to have super inexpensively. And because there's so few ingredients, it takes no time at all to mix it. The longest time spent is waiting for the cookies to bake.
Check and see where we're at, because we're at 344 right now. They're cooked. I just want to let it, I'm just going to turn it off and cover it and let it,
Thicken up.
yeah, let it sit there and soak, basically. So yeah, it'll be, essentially 4 o'clock. So we'll let it sit another 15 minutes in that, and that should definitely be done, guys. So, okay, guys, everything's all done. It's 3:57 p.m. And this is the end result. And now it is time for the taste test.
Gotta get a little bit of everything.
Yep. Gotta get a little bit of everything.
I like the cheesy scallop.
Yeah.
It's very good.
You like the cheesy scallops?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Look at that, yummy.
I'm gonna put a big old mouth of taters.
So we get a thumbs up of approval? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Well then, we will conclude this video for today and pick it up on the next one where we're doing Brenner. So stay tuned to see what we're going to create on that one. Bye for now.
Mooch.
Oh yeah? What you got, huh?